Hello, welcome back to Farming Simulator 15 with me, CosmicNite. Okay, well, I'm just finishing off getting the last little bits of this meadow, cutting the little bits it missed on Coldborough. So we're just going to go and get the old hay turner and give this a bit of a turn in a second. Just before we do that, this thing's stuck again. I think I'm going to set up the old combine to the trailer. That seems to be a lot less hassle than this. Okay, well, I think we've pretty much got most of it now, so we can turn this off and fold that away. Head back into the farm. Everything seems to be going quite well. I'm trying to get some hay bales today. See if we can give the cows some nice nutritious food. Also want to get the water bales up so we can give them some water as well. Now, you don't need water to get them to 100%, but water will get them to 110%, so it's worth doing. An extra 10% all helps. Or extra 10, yeah. It's in there. Don't think we've used these yet, have we? That's probably why they're so clean. Well, a good thing about these, it shouldn't take too long. It's quite a quick job to turn a bit of hay. In real life you normally do it a couple of times just to make sure that it's had a good even drying out. Oh, so it looks like actually, let's just right, so our puma's actually finished on there, so let's just stop that for now. I'm not gonna sell this last little bit. I'm just gonna dump that in there. So we've got 60,000 from selling that. So I think what I'm gonna do now, we've got a couple of 100 tonne of barley. I think I'm going to make a start on selling that. So I'm going to need this tractor shortly on the old baler. So yeah. So once we've turned this, then we bring the old puma down here. Have this on the rakes. Get that on the baler using the follow me mod. Turn that on and away we go. I think actually if you had 3 tractors, I think this is the same width as the it might not be quite as wide actually as the rakes, the windrowers. You could probably do 3 jobs in one. But it's fine, I don't mind selling a little bit of that barley. I want to do it. I don't really want to stop doing it, because the longer you leave it between sells, the price will drop a little bit. But we've got a few days till the next harvest, so not too worried. Get as much money as we can now. Yeah, actually, I don't think these are quite as wide as the rakes, because I think you can do 3 lanes with the rakes, but this is only doing 2 and a little bit. Try not to miss too much. Just going to keep going around in circles, really. Get the headland done. So I was just having lunch with Dad about an hour ago, and for those of you who don't know, Dad managed a farm for a big farming company here in the UK. They had several farms in the area. It's not all farms in the UK are owned privately. You get some corporations that own quite a lot of land, and then they get split up into individual farms to be run. So he managed one for all of my childhood and before and after, really. He doesn't farm now. But anyway, so I said to him, if you've got a forage harvester, harvesting maize or anything like that, I said, what do you call the stuff that comes out of the spout it shoots into the trailer? Because it's never sat right with me that this game calls it chaff or chaff, because I've always known chaff to be the husk of wheat and barley and bits and pieces like that. The bit that comes out the combine that you don't really want anymore, not the straw but the other stuff, the chaff or chaff. So without I didn't say anything, and he said, well, he said it's called forage. So okay, so it's not called chaff then, or chaff. He said no, chaff's I'll show you actually if I go to the combine. So look at this combine, obviously ignoring the chopper bit. This bit here that's coming out here, this is all chaff, right? The bit out here is the chopped straw. This is the chopper was off, you'd get the straw come out the back. So everything that comes out of there at the bottom of the sieves is chaff, which is you know, it's a waste product really. It's so where you got the kernel, the wheat kernel, it's that bit, that the hairs of the barley and bits and pieces like that. It's from the top of the straw, of the stem, upwards. That's all chaff. And that he pretty much confirmed what I thought anyway. So I think it's quite interesting that the game wants to call this forage or silage chaff. But maybe it might be a regional thing though. I mean, just because here in Essex that we don't call it chaff doesn't mean the rest of the world doesn't. But yeah, I just thought I'd share that. And if anyone does farm in different parts of the world, I'd be interested to know what you call chaff, as opposed to the forage. Because I don't call it the chaff harvester, do I? God, this blooming tractor. Yeah, so Dad probably spent some 30 years managing an arable and dairy farm. I mean, I grew up, well, where we grew up, it was 250 dairy cows. So we had maize and bits and pieces like that would be growing. We didn't actually have a forage harvester ourselves. We just used to get one of the other farms that was owned by the company Dad worked for. They would come in for a small fee that was just a paperwork exercise. They'd come and do it for us, like a contractor really, because we didn't have huge amounts of silage. We used to just have bales, wrap bales really. That was our main source of silage. Oh yeah, and probably about 1,500 acres of arable land. So I'd thought if anyone would know what it's called, Dad would. And he said it's funny that he was just watching some being cut the other day. Loose, and I think he said that there was harvesting. So if anyone's got any farming related questions, feel free to drop them in the comments, and if I don't know, I'm sure Dad would know. I'm always asking him bits and pieces, things that I might have forgotten or didn't do much of. It just trips off the tongue with him, because he's also a trained agronomist as well. He'd done that later in his career, and I don't think he actually really applied it in anger. But what an agronomist is, that's someone that will come and look at your crop through the stages of growth and tell you what sprays you need to put down, whether it's herbicides, pesticides, things like that. but it's one of them things that, although you might be able to pass the course quite well, I don't think it was easy, but you need to be in that industry to keep up with all the latest sprays and bits and pieces. But he knew enough about an experience of working with agronomists on the farm that he felt he wanted to do it. And yeah, so he's got a pretty good understanding on what crops need at certain times of the year. And obviously some of that's rubbed off on me. Although when you're younger and you're growing up, all you want to do is drive the tractor, you don't always take in the nuances of farming necessarily. But some of it does rub off. Oh dear. Yeah, so yeah, feel free to ask any questions. Maybe one day I'll talk Dad into joining me on an episode and do a Q&A or something, or even just let him ramble on about his years of farming. Might be quite interesting. Because I feel quite lucky that because we had dairy and arable, I got to experience livestock and you know, all the land work as well. Because I know you might get a lot of farmers might have only ever had dealings with sheep, especially if they live in hilly part of the countryside where arable farming is not really viable. You can't have very big fields. But dairy farms in this part of the country is quite rare really. So I was quite lucky. There we go. Right, you're on your way back. Good. So we're, do you know, we might even get enough to buy that blooming JCB. I'll tell you what, it's a lot of tractors to have, but that'd be nice. Start doing a bit of cultivating then. Although it's 5 o'clock now, I might wait till tomorrow. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pause the video here. I'm going to get this tractor down to Chantry Farm, take the square baler with me, and we'll see about getting that hay rowed and baled. We'll see about getting it into the farm and feeding the cows. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, here we go. So we've got the rakes hooked up, and with a bit of luck, the baler. Here he comes. Fingers crossed he's going to stop, and we'll get that to follow this. Yep. Lovely. That'll turn off, make life a lot easier setting up them transfers. Yeah, I don't know, I don't think we're going to get a huge amount of bales from this. It's 10 metres enough. Let's go and make some hay. Let's just unfold that. That does look good, doesn't it? I think it's so cool, this Follow Me mod. Unfold this. Now I think, fingers crossed, with the power of magic, that should turn green once you start and pick up a little bit. Right. The reason I think this was messing about, it was getting too close to the edge. So for some reason, the auto combine had turned off unload standing. So hopefully that should fix some of our problems. But let's go. Turn this on first. If we look, yep, that's turned green, and not the Hulk sort of green. But the Follow Me mod's quite good because even if you've got the round baler, that'll actually stop, empty the bale, and then carry on. You know, it doesn't keep going and miss loads of grass. It doesn't really like sharp corners, but can't do much about that really. Oh, got one bale. Trying to be as efficient as possible. Cool, still following. It's not keeping up very well though, but it's okay. I want it too close. So if we try and cut this corner a little bit, we might be able to... Oh, actually that picked up most of that corner. I was surprised about that. That's done quite a good job there. Maybe the picker up when that's a little bit closer to the tractor, so it doesn't miss quite so much. Oh, actually we're getting a decent amount of bales from this, and it's only a small field. Let's start going up and down, shall we? If we come down the middle, we should be able to finish this off quite easy. Somewhere here, I reckon. Oh, can't see, can't see. Yeah, I reckon. That'll do. I don't think that's quite in the middle, not very straight. Blind man will be pleased to see it though. And then all we do, come up this side, go down the other. God, it's terrible, isn't it, all the muddy tram lines there. Looks like the field's really wet. Okay, well it looks like we're probably not going to have time to get the mixed rations in for the cows, but I promise next episode that's the first thing we do. Feed the cows, and then I also want to make a start on buying some piglets and some calves for the fattening process. We'll get a few of them and see about getting some food and some straw down there next episode. So I think we've done enough arable and bits and pieces like that for a little while. I want to focus on the livestock now for a couple of episodes. So I think off camera I'm just going to bring these bales back one or two at a time. I think we've done quite enough of that recently. Yeah, so thanks very much for watching. And I really appreciate all my subscribers for taking the time to watch my videos, and the thumbs up and the comments really help my channel grow, so hopefully bring it all to a wider audience. So until next time, take care.